What's going on, guys? Just doing a quick review of the Blink xt2 home system by Amazon. I've seen a lot of videos online. They're a little bit rushed. They don't really explain the system, and to be honest, they don't explain the setup. And it's just some old dude. This is just going to be a quick run through. So starting off, we have the packaging that it comes in. This is the single box. I think these are running for like 70 bucks a piece, and this is what comes in the box. Is one of these camera systems here. This thing here is the mount that goes on top there, 2 screws and 2 batteries. So this is literally the whole setup, plus we have the connection device that I'll show you momentarily that connects it to your home Wi-Fi that allows you to control it. Alright guys, so this is the Wi-Fi controller, the connection device. This is my hand for size. So you can see clearly it's a very tiny, very inconspicuous device. I have this one hidden on a wall in the middle of my house. So it's in a central location, and it is hidden well out of sight of any of the kids. The wire is in a spot where it's never going to be unplugged. Nobody can get to this basically unless they're an adult, and nobody's looking for it unless they basically know it's there. So it's a good spot. It's a central location, which is where you want it. You want it at a central location of wherever your devices are going to be. This is the device installed in one of the 5 locations that I have it. Really good system, I gotta say. Super simple to put up. I would say this took me literally a minute to put the batteries in, and probably 10 minutes to walk around my property and find the locations where the Wi-Fi signal was strong and I got a good view and a good angle. So it took me 5-10 minutes to plot out where I wanted to put the devices so that I had every angle of the outside of my house covered. While we're here, I just want to show you this too. This is on Amazon. I want to put the link in the description below. It's a Zuki light. You can see it just turned on there. This thing is great in conjunction with that there. This has an infrared sensor and it works extremely well. But these lights here are extremely bright, and I think they're like somewhere between $8 and $10 a pop. Maybe even less in a bulk pack. Alright, back to the device. I'm doing a screen share. I'm just going to power up the old phone and see if I can just show you guys how it's downloaded, installed, and obviously how it works. So this is what it looks like right now. Blink home monitor security. So we're just going to install that. We're waiting for that to download. I just wanted to go over a few features that this little base hub unit has going on while I'm waiting for that to download. Basically, the importance of this and why this is actually a neat feature instead of the Ring. This is the Ring home doorbell. I believe this is the 2nd version. So in case you guys don't know what that's about, there you go. It's probably one of the most popular ones out there right now. So the reason this is so cool as opposed to the Ring devices is the Ring devices are actually all connected to your Wi-Fi router directly, whereas this device right here actually connects to your Wi-Fi router so that your Wi-Fi beam, if you have one of those beam networks, only needs to connect to one device instead of multiple devices. So this frees up bandwidth on your Wi-Fi router. Now, I have an extremely advanced Wi-Fi router, and it doesn't, really affect the Wi-Fi at all if I had a bunch of Ring devices, but I can have way more security devices on this Blink device that would not slow down my Wi-Fi as opposed to a bunch of Ring devices, which is why I like the Blink a lot better. We're just going to open this up. Now, obviously, that extra device is just another point of failure, but I have that set up in an area where it's not going to go down. So, and these are backup with battery, and that is also plugged into a surge protected battery backup little strip, so that thing should be connected. Now, if the power goes down, the Wi-Fi is also hooked up to surge protected device, but it's all cloud-based storage, I'm pretty sure, on the Ring device. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that the storage on this might be held on that actual device itself. So let's look at the Blink app. So just email, password, sign in, visit Blink, create an account. We already have an account, so I'm going to log in. It does this account verification thing every time you sign in on a new device, which I think is pretty cool. This terms and agreement. We go back. It says get permission for your microphone so that you can talk to the device. And this brings up the cameras. So these are not live views. You can actually take a picture. I'm just going to cover right there because I'm not sure if my license plate's going to pop up or not. So you can actually take a picture to get a live view. And then obviously, this is like the way that it has a 2-year battery, it says. So the reason that it has a 2-year battery is that you can constantly get a live picture. So it's more or less a screenshot of whatever that device is. So it only turns the devices on for a fraction of a second at a time. So the cool thing though is you have these just pop up. This is like the home page here. So it says sync is connected to the cloud, right? Right now it is disarmed. If I hit armed, it simply turns the motion activation on. We're going to turn it back to disarmed. And we have our playback features. See, it says motion detected backdoor at 2:15, which we were just outside. So that's why that happened. So now that backdoor clip will pop up and we'll see the video that I recorded. Now obviously I have the sensitivity way up on all of these, but you can, that's just me. I'm looking through the camera right now, so it's not as bad as it just looked. That's just my big fingers. So it says name, backstairs, battery's okay. This is actually pretty cool. It shows you the temperature for all of the different devices. So if you had these indoors in a house, say you had them for granny cams or something like that, where you're like monitoring like someone else, your mom in a different state or whatever, you can see if she doesn't have the air conditioning on or whatever. It'll tell you what's going on. So the activity zones is cool. We can click on this, and this is where we want it to focus on. I only want to know if somebody's walking up and down the stairs. I don't care about anything else. Or this area right here, for example, is an area that's not going to really move on its own outside of somebody. Like the wind's not going to blow and create motion in these areas. So if I do that, that means that it only cares if motion passes through these particular zones right here. So for instance, if it's windy out and this bush is moving, I don't care. Like, I don't want it to turn on if that bush blows. These chairs are only going to get moved if somebody moves them. If somebody's in this frame, they're there. If somebody's in this frame, they're there. If somebody's in this frame or this frame, obviously they walk by. And anybody walking up and down the stairs is obviously going to be in there. So I'm just going to reset it because I don't really care about the battery. I'll replace it whenever. And then it says change lighting conditions, headlight shadow reflection, blah, blah, blah. All that. So this is just a cool way to customize the motion zones. The re-trigger time is, sorry for my shaky hand, I drank a lot of coffee. The re-trigger time's cool because you can set that for a more delayed approach to save battery. Again, sensitivity, I have it all the way up. Clip length, I have it 25 seconds for this particular camera, right? So for different cameras, you can set the clip length longer. So if you're more concerned about, say, your car is in the driveway, you can set the clip length the sensitivity and everything else up very high because you want to know if anything walks by your cars in the driveway. This is end clip early if motion stops. This is for an area where there's 2 other cameras leading up to the house that are already viewing this area. So if anybody's walking into the house along this back area, I've already got 3 other cameras that are facing that area that are on the Ring device, not the Blink. So I'm already getting notifications about that. So I don't really care as much. This is more redundancy at this point. Early notifications, cool. That just means if there's any motion whatsoever, you get viewed. You get a text pop-up. Obviously, night vision, auto, IR sensitivity is medium. It's very good. If you turn it on, you just waste the battery life. But like I said, I have that other camera out there, not the camera, the other motion sensor light out there. So I don't really need the IR sensitivity up because if anybody walks in front of that light, it's going to light up the area anyway. Speaker volume I have set to high, microphone set on. Obviously, I don't plan on really talking to anybody through this device. Quality is best because I want to see their faces. And then, obviously, it's up to date. So, that's pretty much it. It does have integration with Neighbors. This phone, obviously, we just downloaded this on here. But if you have Neighbors with Ring, you know about Neighbors. This is how you would add a device. So you can add a mini cam, another camera, whatever. They all have QR codes similar to that inside of the back of this device. So that's the QR code there. And I'll just show you how it actually sets up. So you just saw me obviously take this thing out one-handed, so it's pretty simple to take down, which is why I have these things up very high. You don't really want anybody being able to take that out. And then we would hit blink, use camera, allow. This is all right, I just hit the button. that was difficult. Hook it up to the virus Skynet. Looking for the position of the camera. This thing where it updates the firmware. Is avoid waving, tree branches, shrubbery, the sky, the sun, pedestrians. Visitors approaching directly towards the camera is not recommended. Side-to-side movement is more easily detected than back and forth. That makes sense, but I'll be honest with you. Most of the angles that you're going to have these cameras set up on, and the people are going to be walking like diagonally or something like that, the camera is going to be on a downward facing position, so it's going to be perfectly fine in most scenarios. Successfully added, and that's that. So now we have our fourth camera, so we're going to name this YouTube, and we're just going to see what the camera sees real quick. So as you can see, we hit the snapshot button and we can see what the camera sees now. And that's that, man. So just like that, we have, actually let's go Inception mode for a second. So it's essentially the setup. So now we know basically what goes on as far as setting up our devices and seeing if they work and testing them, naming them, and then obviously we can change those sensitivity features in the app as well. Now, the big installation part of this video, the important part that probably most people want to know is how easy is it to set up. So basically, I'm not going to show you guys me putting it in, but there's two Phillips head screws. This is the connection device. If you've seen them at your friend's house, it looks very secure. It looks very well put together. I'll be honest with you, it's a cute package. It's funny, it's shiny and reflective. So yeah, you would just screw this in, put that anywhere you want it, and I would recommend angling the camera, holding it with your hand, having your phone set up, and testing the angle that the camera's at before screwing anything in. But that is cool how it's shiny like that. But basically, let's say we screwed this thing into place. You can change the angle and motion, obviously, and adjust it on the fly. There's this little thing here in the back. Simply line that up, clip it in, and that's that. This is the device, fully functional, set up, and installed. So basically, if we had just screwed that base into something, you just saw how easy I did that one-handed. It is to set up. We change the motion, the adjustment on it, and then that's that. That's a fully installed, fully lined up, ready to go blink. So now you would just leave that and then fool around with your app and set the motion areas that you want it to be at, or just the sensitivity and everything else, and that's that. So we're 17 minutes and 58 seconds into this video. It's probably about 10 minutes too long, but yeah, that's basically the full setup, install, and everything you need to know about a Blink device. The only other thing you need to know, obviously, and the big question on everyone's mind, is what is the price for the storage. So you see its clips can be found here. So this is the big seller for me for the xt2 version that we have here, is the storage. On the Ring app, you need to pay a monthly fee in order to access the cloud storage. Here we see there's actually a storage percent bar. I don't know what that is in megabytes or gigabytes or whatever bytes, but I just know that basically the longer the videos are, the more storage they take up. And obviously, if you have a lot of cameras set up, anyway, line. So you change these settings for the auto delete here. So you can set it to a year, you can set it to 3 days. Change clip row retention will take effect in 24 hours. That's interesting. So that, I guess, goes to the cloud. We're just going to hit cancel on that. We're going to keep it at 14 days for now. And we'll adjust that accordingly. So yeah, so basically you can keep clips. You can download the clips, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you can download the clip here. I'm going to deny. You can share the clip here to YouTube, to Facebook, to anywhere, I guess. And then obviously if you have it downloaded, you can do whatever you want with it, modify it, put it anywhere. And then if we wanted to see a live view while we're in this feed here, we would just click on live view. I think I didn't click that, and it'll pull up a live view of the thing. It takes about 5 seconds. It's not a true live feed. It's about a 5-second delay, which some people get angry at, and I've seen a lot of comments like, this is a 5-second delay. I'm like, your Ring device probably has like a 1 to 2 second delay, but the quality changes based on the connection it has with the Wi-Fi. And I found that the Ring devices are great quality when the battery's full or if it's hardwired. But sometimes the devices, when they get hot, they act a little janky. If the light source changes, they get a little janky with the screen, with the image quality. These are high quality videos, good facial, like you can pick out faces and names on trucks and stuff, or with the Ring devices I found that's not the case. I'm sure there's a newer device out there for Ring that's probably fixed that problem. I think I have a 1080p. I'm sure there's a 4K one out there now. But these devices aren't the newest Blink devices. But the storage, the big thing is yes, it is free. As far as I'm aware, it will continue to be free. They have no mentions of it costing any money. I mean, this is an Amazon product, so I'm pretty sure Amazon can afford to hold on to your, gigabyte of data or whatever it happens to be without breaking a sweat. Obviously, if you're in the Amazon ecosystem, that's probably how you got pushed this product. So you're already signed up for a Prime membership, I'm sure, if you're watching this video, spending a crap load of money on Amazon every week, if not every day. I seem to be buying stuff on Amazon. I bought these on Amazon. So they're making money off of us hand over fist as it is already. Jeff Bezos is the richest person in the world. So they can afford to give us that free storage, where all the other devices I've found out there either have a hard drive location storage, which some people like. I don't necessarily like that, because that means somebody that comes into my house to steal my stuff might swipe my hard drive, which means that obviously I don't have any access to the videos. So obviously if the thieves are smart enough to steal the hard drive, you're not going to get videos of the thieves that stole your hard drive, whereas this is cloud-based. As long as my battery backups for everything seem to stay on, which they will, even in the event of power outage, I'll have video of anybody trying to enter my property, or rummaging around, etc. So I like the cloud-based storage. I think it might be semi hooked up to that device that I showed you earlier. But yeah, that's the Blink xt2 system, and that's the video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask Amazon. I don't but feel free to subscribe. I probably won't post any videos like this, but if you have any questions about the devices themselves that you think I might be able to answer, feel free to ask. I think I pretty much covered everything now. And yeah, I would say 5 out of 5 stars. I really like this device. I bought this over the new system because of that free cloud-based storage. So yeah, this was a pack of 5 with the device for like $300, which is probably the best price I've seen for any home camera system that works this well and offers you that free cloud-based storage. So I would recommend this to pretty much anybody, which is why I'm making this video, just because I really like the product. All right, guys, be kind.